So you're recording. Whenever you get done, just go ahead. It's just got to be 20 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. P-A-R. Nope. Partner.
E-N-E.
All right, that's all our work. Good job. All right, we're gonna go back to our seat. No. Don't worry about that. Go sit. Go sit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. All right, we are going to review our vocabulary words before our test tomorrow. I will read the definition. Raise your hand if you can tell me the matching vocabulary word. A long booming noise. Mason. Rumble. To have drops fall out of something. Matthew.
Splash.
Perfect. Make a liquid come out of something. Raise your hand, Tyler. Perfect. Has weight or takes up space. Tristan. Somebody help him out. Has weight or takes up space. Matthew. Need help? Alice. Substance. Has weight or takes up space is what?
Substance.
Has weight or takes up space is what?
Substance.
All right, very good. Food grown on farms and sold. Tyler. Very good. To twist or wiggle. Jacob. Twist or wiggle. Help him out, Amara. Squirm. Half of the world's surface. Jimmy. Hemisphere. Very good. Something gets darker, it gets what? Brooklyn? Dimmer. Very good. To put a lot of something on another thing. Think about lotion. To put a lot of something on another thing. Tristan. Slather. Slather. S-L-A-T-H-E-R. Slather. Not splatter. Slather. Very good. To move smoothly or easily. Mason.
Glide.
Glide. Remember we talked about ice skating, rollerblading. Something that goes over another thing. Amara. Covers. To move quietly and slowly. Caleb. Creep. To slide past something. Matthew. Slithering. And finally, shining. Everybody tell me. Shimmering. Very good. Remember, tomorrow we will have our spelling and our vocabulary test. Please make sure that you study these words tonight. We're going to go ahead and we are going to look at the poems that we read yesterday. So when I call your table, I want you to go ahead, get your reading book, turn to page 218. Table 4, go ahead. Table 5. Get your reading book, turn to page 218. Oh, careful. Page 218. Table 3, go ahead. Table 2. What page are we turning to? 218. Very good. Table 2, get your book. Yes, Tyler. Yeah, go ahead. Table 1, get your book. We're going to turn to page what? What page?
218.
218. Everybody should have their books by now. Oh, get your book. Let's see who's ready to read. Page 218. I see Amara's ready, Jimmy's ready, thank you. Alice is ready, perfect. Table 4 is ready. What page? 218. Before we read, I want to talk about a couple things. Yesterday we said that this story is what genre? What genre? It was actually a couple, it's not just one. What genre was this text? Jimmy. Poetry. Sometimes when we think about poetry, we might think about what things? Tell me something that we might think of. When I say a poem, 218, 218. I got it, Tyler. What do you think of when you hear the word poetry, poem? What's the first thing you think of? Raise your hand if you can tell me. Jimmy, what do you think of?
I think of a fairy tale or made of glitter.
Why would somebody write a poem? They want to tell us how they what? How they feel. So remember that poems are going to use words that express how we feel about something. Poets want us to feel like we are where they are. So they are going to use words that appeal to the senses. What does that mean, to appeal to the senses? What am I talking about? Raise your hand if you can tell me. Appeal to the senses. What are senses? There are 5 of them. Tell me one of them. Tyler? Hearing. What's another one? Jimmy? Touch. How it feels. Brooklyn? Taste.
Hearing.
We said hearing. Touching. Tasting. What else? Seeing. Last one. Smelling. So we have seeing, which is our sight. Show me seeing. Show me seeing. Caleb, can you show me? Thank you. Then we have hearing. Show me hearing. Then we have taste. Taste. Then we have smelling. And last we have touching. So when a poet writes a poem, they want us to feel like we are there. So they're going to use words that make it easy for us to imagine how something looks. Show me how something looks, sounds, tastes, smells, or feels. So let's go ahead and look at our first poem. Our first poem is titled Weather by Eve Merriam. Matthew, can you read this poem to me? Loud and clear. Everyone else is listening, following along.
The whole poem?
Read the whole poem to me. Weather by Eve Merriam.
Dot, spotting the window pane. Speck, flick, fleckling the window pane. A scatter, a wet clatter. A splatter, a rumble outside. Umbrella, a mushy barrel of rain.
Let's pause right there. What are we hearing in this poem? Miss Mercer's hearing a lot of something.
Rhyming words.
Rhyming. Sometimes poets will use rhyming, or they will repeat a word a couple times. Keep going, Matthew.
Slosh a glosh, slither and slather and glide. a puddle a jump, puddle walk. A little a pump, a little a dump, a puddle jump in and slide.
Very good. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay. In this poem, Miss Purser never heard the poet say what the weather was, but do we know what the weather was?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you can tell me what kind of weather they're having, Alice. What kind of weather are they having?
Rainy day weather.
Rainy day weather? Do we think it's only sprinkling outside?
No.
Why do we not think it's just sprinkling? Raise your hand. Brooklyn.
They said,
What did they say that made us think it's not just a little sprinkle outside?
wait, it does say,
What did they say? Amara.
barrel of rain.
Okay, but how do we know that it's not just raining and sprinkling? They used a word, a vocabulary word that made Miss Purser think, ooh, not only is it raining, but it is what, Caleb? Rumble. What weather can we associate with rumble?
Storm.
Storming. All right, let's go ahead and look at our next poem. This poem is titled Covers. Raise your hand if you would like to read loud and clear. Caleb, loud and clear.
Glass covered windows to keep the cold away. Clouds cover the sky to make a rainy day. Night time covers all the time that too. Blankets cover me when I'm asleep.
Okay, so as I read or as I listen to this poem, I am asking myself questions about the key details. One question that I could ask myself about this poem is what feeling, remember poets want us to feel something that they're feeling when they write poems. So what does this poet want me to feel when I read this poem? First, they want me to think about what kind of day. What kind of day are they talking to me about? Jimmy?
Nighttime.
Okay, maybe nighttime. What's the weather like?
It's probably very cold outside at night.
Okay, in the very first stanza, the poet says, glass covers windows to keep the cold away. Then it tells us what? So it's cold. Our picture shows us that it's dark. What else is it doing? Sean, it's raining. It says clouds cover the sky to make a rainy day. What kind of day is this poet describing to us? He's saying it's dark, it's raining, it's cold, and then at the very end he says what?
Blankets cover me when I'm asleep.
Blankets cover me asleep. So he's talking to us about being home. It's nighttime, it's dark, it's cold. All that he wants to do is what?
Cuddle.
Cuddle up in his warm blanket. Very good. All right, we have one more poem. Cloud Dragons. Raise your hand if you can read loud, loud, loud and clear for me. Tyla.
What do you see in the clouds so high? What do you see in the sky? Oh, I see dragons that curl their tails as they go slithering by. What do you see in the clouds so high? What do you see? Tell me, please. Oh, I see cavaliers.
Cavalitos. Remember we said that, what do we think that word means?
Clouds at a horse.
Maybe a horse.
Or maybe it's the dog. The waves that waves go in the shimmering blue.
Very good. This story is titled Cloud Dragons. Is this story a scary story about dragons?
No.
Or, I'm sorry, this poem. Is it scary about dragons? What is it about?
No.
Raise your hand, Jimmy.
It's about clouds. Clouds.
It's about clouds. What is the author describing to me? Are they experiencing a storm in this?
No.
What kind of day do we think this poem is describing? Caleb. Probably sunny. What season do we think it might be? Look at the pictures. What season do we think it might be, Brooklyn?
Summer.
Maybe summer. If Miss Purser closes her eyes, I can imagine with my senses laying in the grass in the summer. I can feel it's warm. You might feel a little small breeze of air. And I can imagine looking up at the sky and pointing out different shapes in the clouds. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Very good. All right, so think about the story covers that Caleb read to us. I'm sorry, I called it a story. Think about the poem covers that Caleb read to us. And then think about the poem Cloud Dragons that Tyler read to us. And I want you to compare them. How are they similar? What's the same? Jacob?
They're both doing something.
Okay, they are. But what's the same?
And nobody was doing this morning.
Is it raining in both the stories? In both the poems? No, but both the poems are talking about what?
The sky.
The sky?
The cloud. Animals.
What have we been talking about for 3 weeks? Starts with a W.
Weather.
Weather. So both of these, really all 3 of these poems, weather, covers, and cloud dragons are talking about different types of weather. We have stormy, we have rainy, and we have sunny. So they all talk about types of weather. How are they different? How are they different? They're all talking about weather.
And one of the stories is raining. The other story is not.
Very good. So one of them is talking about it's cold, it's dark, it is raining, he's covered up in his bed at night. The next poem talks about being outside, the sun is shining, we are thinking it's probably warm outside, our characters don't have jackets on. So very good. Why do we write poems? What do we want our readers to do what?
Feel like they're there.
We want our readers to feel like they are there. When a poet writes a poem, they're writing it to appeal to our what? Senses, and there are 5. Sight, hearing, tasting, and touching. Very good. All right, go ahead, close your reading books. We're going to get ready to transition into our reading groups. When I call your table, you can put your books away. Table 4. Table 3. Jimmy, you have a question?
In the second poem, I found something.
Table 2.
It's not like I get covered me when I'm thinking.
Very good. Table 1. Put your reading book away. We're going to move to our reading groups. Oh, don't worry about that. That's no deal. Yes, table 5. Everybody should have their reading books away. I'm looking to see who's ready to go into groups. Table 4 has put their books away. They're ready. Tyler's ready. Tristan, I need you to get ready, please. Get ready. Jacob is ready. Okay. Let me turn this off and we'll go to our reading groups.